Ah, shit, dude, I fucked up. No, actually, don't stop. Don't stop because I'm recording.
Okay.
I also think it's cooler now. I was thinking of ways to make the podcast cooler, and one of the first ways is just not having an intro or an outro.
Okay. Yeah, we could
You
just be.
know, just
Yeah.
like we're just like chill guys that are just
Yeah.
like hanging out, and
I
you just
get
like
that.
join the conversation.
Yeah, that's like actually I kind of like that artistically, like without being like obnoxious about it right now. I think it's a good I think it's a good choice.
Because it's like a post because we're already at like post irony, so we have to like move beyond that. Because oh, I'll do it like tongue in cheek, like this is the beginning of the show, huh? Isn't this fucking
Yeah, right.
obnoxious? And be like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. So let's just not do it.
Yeah. So what is that like transcendent irony? What is that? Do you think?
I I don't know. We could come up with like a buzzword that could
It's
like
like post
go
post.
on.
We could just make it real
Yeah.
simple.
It's like music philosophy is like music genres to me. Like I don't care about how you like describe it. Just say what you're gonna say, and I'll let you know if I like it or not.
Yeah, I got you.
Do you listen to this? Like it's like sub pop, dark wave. Like it's like this lo-fi,
Oh, bro.
avant-garde. And then you like you met like the worst thing is like you show somebody something and be like, oh, like what is it? And be like, oh, it's like progressive rock. And then like they're 2 minutes in, and you're just like, this isn't progressive rock. The verses still haven't, like what? See, I don't
Yeah,
even know anything about music theory to even like call the bullshit out. But if
sure.
someone did that to me, I would be furious.
Yeah. Uh I remember feeling that way back when I was really into heavy metal and like it felt like everything was like micro organized into like subgenres.
Yeah, 100%. Like black metal, death metal, like, and I could you tell me what the difference between black and death metal is?
Yeah, yeah,
What is
that
it?
that one's pretty obvious. Black metal is it's like an atmospheric kind of like there's a lot more like I don't know a ton about theory either, so I'm probably going to sound like an idiot to a lot of people, but like
Yeah, especially because you're like, oh, that one's fucking easy.
yeah,
It's
yeah, no, yeah.
uh,
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like death metal is much more like riff oriented. It's much more like it's like heavier. It's like there's a lot more like emphasis on, like I said, like riffage and like solos and stuff. Whereas black metal is much more like an atmospheric thing. It's a lot of
okay.
like not strumming, but like it's a lot of like there's sort of like a drone to it almost, and like discordance and like the tones are usually pretty different. Like death metal, they'll have like a lot of bass in it, and black metal they like turn up the treble real high, and so everything's like really
So you're saying death metal's more brutal?
yeah, it's
That's all I'm
brutal.
worried about. Like, what's more
Yeah.
brawlic? What's
Oh,
sicker? What is Demu Borger? Is that black or death metal?
Demo Borger would probably be like like a, again, if some nerd is listening, they're gonna like kill me in the comments, but uh it would be like I would say it's like more of like a melodic death metal, but it's clearly like black metal inspired. But the I think the riffage and whatnot is way more, it's more similar to death metal personally.
I couldn't get past the bifurcated tongue, honestly. I was
That's
just like, why
sick
would
though,
you?
bro.
No, it's like a red flag for like mental health to me.
You think?
I mean,
You never met a stable person with a
I'm sure
bifurcated
there's
tongue?
I'm sh- I've never met somebody with a tongue like that.
Fair, yeah,
I
fair enough.
I there's something about body modification that gets so extreme that I'm just like, you
Yeah.
can't be right in the head, correct? Or am I just
No, I think I feel
piercing
you.
shaming?
Like I
Like if
yeah
you get tattooed head to toe, and I mean like literally, like Ripley's Believe It or Not head to toe, and you're not an Aborigine, like what are you doing?
yeah.
What's wrong, man? I can't rent an apartment with you. I would not live with a person like that.
I hesitate to make any sort of like broad sort of claim about that kind of thing, but yeah, I that's at least my very first thought is like,
Oh, you don't like
do you
being
have
prejudiced. I
do you
love being
have
prejudiced.
do you have like daddy issues, or
I mean, I don't
you know
know.
what's
The,
the
that
what's the problem here? Like extreme daddy issues, like your daddy molested the hell out of you or something.
So you have to hide your perfect skin that he loved so much with a
Yeah.
bunch of it's like snake skin. Well,
Yeah,
there's
sure,
got to be
sure.
like
Probably.
a logical through point to them.
Yeah. No, I I do. There's got to be some kind of like I wouldn't say necessarily that somebody is like unwell, but I would say that there is some sort of pathology there that you know there's something that's not quite right. Personally, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that I would enjoy talking to that have like their face covered in fish hooks, but I guess it's like a inborn sort of prejudice that you see that kind of thing and you go, I don't know about that.
It's probably also just turning into a fucking boomer.
Yeah,
Because
right.
that's just what happens. Like,
Yeah.
in the 50s, it was like, I don't like that gal. She's got too many earrings.
Yeah.
And then, like, we're already getting used to, or I think we're supposed to be getting used to, face tattoos
Yeah.
and shit like that.
I think the Zoomers are doing the face tattoos. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've got my time periods wrong. But it feels like younger people, like people younger than me, get face tattoos, or people that are older than me that are on drugs and have committed like hard crimes. There's like
Well,
the two groups.
It used to be only MS-13
Yeah.
members that would have face tattoos. But now it's like a SoundCloud rapper thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I'll be watching. I'll listen to a little Post Malone. I started off listening to it ironically.
Yeah.
Like White Iverson. You ever hear that shit?
No,
I'm sure I played it when I was drunk.
the only Post Malone song I can think of is did he do a song with 21 Savage? I feel like I know that one.
Yeah, I can't remember. Well, he had the one with the Migos guy. I think that was Rockstar. I'm sure you know a few, but
I probably would recognize a couple, but that's the only one I
The
can
one
think
he had
of.
with Congratulations probably. I can't fucking remember because I just thought he was like gonna be a lolcow, so I was checking it out.
Yeah.
And then I was just like actually vibing, so I was like, all right, whatever. And then like I watch interviews with him and like people he associates with, and I'm like, oh, he seems like a pretty okay guy. But then I look at his face and I'm just like, I mean, what happened to you that you wanted to do that? That sounds so like boomer Karen like type shit.
Yeah.
Like, what made you? Who hurt you that made you want to destroy your body like that?
I get
But
it.
I don't
like,
even know because but that's not what I feel though.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like that.
Sure.
But I'm just. It's like the lizard brain part where it's just like, all right, this person in our community, our society is more likely to do something egregious. So keep your eye out.
Yeah. Like I understand some of it is like
Gauges, like gauges are so normal. Look, people had fucking 6-inch gauges.
oh yeah, big gauges.
10, 15 years ago, it was
Yeah.
so popular when we were coming up, and
Yeah.
then even then I was looking at that and I was just like, bro, like your ear's gonna pop at like any second, and then it's just like a weird dangly appendage from your fucking face.
Yeah, I guess
I don't get the appeal.
my thought as far as body mods go, and I'm sure like lots of people probably don't feel this way or whatever, but I wouldn't want to do anything that I couldn't readily change if I changed my mind later. Like obviously with tattoos you can't just like take them off, but if you get some, like if I got a tattoo, I would get something that I could probably like alter if I needed to, or I would just make sure that it was really something I was into. So
I get that.
I guess
I
like
think-
if you really know that you want to have your face covered in tattoos, then I guess like go for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do whatever the fuck you want to your body.
Yeah.
I know you're a libertarian, so like you.
Me? I'm a libertarian? Please.
I thought you were a libertarian.
No, not a
Did
libertarian.
you vote for Ron Paul in 08?
No. I voted for Obama.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I didn't vote.
Oh, well, I voted for Obama.
I mean,
it was on campus.
not-
I think it was real easy to vote.
I'm not going to vote for a Republican. One, well, at the time, I wasn't going to vote for a Republican.
Yeah.
And number two, I mean, hello. Like, okay, so if I can't vote for Republican and we see what the other guy is, like, what can I do?
Sure. I don't know. My thought process has always been like I'd rather maintain the status quo than go backwards. So, yeah, I know it's like it's not helping anything, but
Oh no, I was just kind of trying to fall into a bad bit about how I can't vote for a black person, but
oh, I didn't even
So it's just
I didn't
like-
even get it. My brain didn't even go there.
Yeah, I don't really co-sign what I just said
Okay.
because I thought it was gonna go off like
Yeah. No,
a
I did.
different way.
I didn't get it. That's part. That could be my bad. No. Yeah. I mean, going back to our original thing, because I don't think we're really talking about politics here. Yeah. Whatever.
I
Like
am. I'm
I've
always talking. Everything is politics.
technically true, but uh, yeah. I do feel kind of strangely, with like people with lots of like tattoos and piercings and whatnot, but at the same time, like I'm not gonna treat them like anything less than a person. Like somebody, if we get one fan and it's a guy that's like covered in tattoos and piercings, like don't be afraid to come talk.
I will
Cause
never have a fan. I don't care. I don't care if this
no
blows up
offense.
and becomes bigger than the Joe Rogan podcast. I will not accept anybody's fandom. That would be
Fuck
so
off.
strange.
You're
I,
not allowed to like me. Get the fuck out of here.
I like yeah, definitely that. Yeah, that's probably a self-esteem issue. I feel like I have pretty
Yeah,
good self-esteem, but then
I
I
don't
think
know,
of
bro.
things
Yeah, that feels like a little like, yeah.
or like when it comes to women, and you're just like, oh, this chick's really cool, and then you see that they might like you too, and I'm just like, okay, wait, you actually like me? All right, there's something wrong with you. Sorry,
I get it.
you have really bad taste,
Yeah,
man.
I get
I
it.
don't know
I
what to
get
tell
it.
you. No, but I would also be one of those famous people. I'm sure I told you where like I'd be knocking cameras out of people's hands. It would be bad.
Just real aggressive about it.
I'd be Jonah Hill. Call,
What has Jonah Hill done? Is he being
oh, he got in
violent
big
towards?
trouble. No, he got in big trouble one time because he called paparazzi the F slur.
Hmm.
So he had to go on like an apology tour
Bruh.
for it. But I mean,
I get.
paparazzis kind of are, you know. So
Yeah,
I don't
listen,
know.
I don't know about that per se, but yeah, I would think they definitely could. They could use a little verbal abuse. I think maybe just
Dude,
choose
yeah,
your
if you're
slurs a little better.
camping outside my house waiting for me to walk my dog to take my picture, that's
Yeah.
somehow legal.
No, I get it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you're like you got what's coming to you. It's just really like the fact that
But you also don't want to give them the clip.
yeah, that's
So
gonna come
it's
out. Right,
interesting.
exactly. That's good. You got to choose your slurs better because, like, that guy doesn't deserve to be.
Oh,
Like,
he did. I
well,
mean,
let me take a step back here. Like, we shouldn't be calling anyone that like as an insult to begin with. As far
I
like
want to take it back because you're saying like you have to choose your slurs better, but I don't think there's any better slur in that situation. What do you want to call him?
I don't know, like a cunt. I say cunt a lot. Can I say cunt? Are we gonna have to? Are we gonna remove that?
I mean, you're offending the most dangerous minority to offend, white women.
No, I feel like they. Well, I guess it would be like any other slur where you can use it if you're a part of that group. I was gonna say I feel like they use it a lot, but I don't know. I like to use it like the cheeky sort of British way. But I guess I would get
You
if people
fucking
were.
cunt.
Yeah, like that. I guess I would get if people were offended, but I really don't think we. I think we've moved past that as a society. I
I
think.
guess I have used it, like in the colloquial way, but I mean, come on. When you're trying to make a woman very angry, there's no better word, right?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever said that in anger to anybody
No,
that I like
dude,
didn't know personally. Like I
that's
don't
so
think I would
brolic.
call. But I don't know what brolic means.
It's what Zoomers. I think it's like a Zoomer saying for like just hard,
Oh, that's
badass.
hard.
Like,
Okay.
like when you're going like, oh, that dude, that linebacker on that junior varsity team, bro, he's brolic. He'll fuck you up. Like it's like that.
What an example.
I don't even know what that. When I think brolic, I feel like they're using an adjective from Dragon Ball Z.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
you're like brawly.
Yeah.
I don't even watch that shit, but he was like just some jack dude, right?
Yeah, he was super jacked. Yeah, I get it. I think something similar. I was thinking sort of like some sort of like childhood fighting anime or something. Like Brawlic sounds like it comes from that.
Dude, kids talk so cool.
Do they?
Like when you're gonna lose a game, it's
Yeah.
chalked. This shit's chalked, bro.
What does that mean?
Like that's so cool.
What does that mean?
Come on, like it's over. Like we lost. Like chalk it up. Like it's chalked.
Oh, I see. I think that's
You
fine.
can't
That's
you
a
can't
fine.
even pick it up with context clues, man. You're out of
Yeah, I'm out of touch. I don't. I don't think I've communicated directly with anybody under the age of like 20 something in a while. I guess Dan's kid, but I think she's sort of
I wouldn't know how to talk to like a fucking 14-year-old,
yeah,
16-year-old. However old. I can't even tell how old they are. I just know that they're
yeah,
children. And they were
children.
really small children what felt like not that long ago, but perhaps it was long ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing
Cuz they're
about
like
that age group. They
I
grow very quickly.
right?
They're like not the one you haven't met the one. The one the oldest one is
No,
graduating
I
high
met
school.
both of
No,
them.
there's three of them.
Wait. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then I never met
Yeah,
that
the
one.
third one she's like never around. She's graduating. The other one is like has a job. She's like 15 or something now, and the other one's like I think almost 14. Yeah, they grew up a lot. Uh, I remember when we first started doing that thing, like we went down to see
Babies.
yeah, we went to see a show in Pittsburgh, and like the youngest one had to hold someone's hand across the street, and now she's just like a full
Now
ass
they just
teenager.
fucking tell her go.
Yeah,
Fucking
right.
go. We'll meet you over there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild to me.
Dude, time's crazy, man.
Yeah.
No, it's getting to that point where when things were 10 years old and that was surprising, like that was depressing,
Mm-hmm.
but now we're coming up on like 15, 20.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of examples like that now.
Yeah.
I don't know any that you would kind of relate to, but I was thinking, like, I was still on like the message boards like 15, 16 when Arrested Development came out, and it's been like 20 years since that show premiered. That was 2003. Like things that happened in 2003 happened 20 years ago,
Yeah.
which is the later at night and the more existential you're getting, the scarier it
Sure,
becomes.
sure. Yeah, there are things that like I was watching something about The Walking Dead or whatever. I haven't watched it in like
Oh my
a
lord.
hundred
Yeah, it's
years. Oh shit. I haven't watched it in like 100 years. I heard it just ended, and I watched the thing where somebody was like talking about the series and how it like where it made all its big mistakes. And that came out in like when I was in high school, but it feels like, you know, I mean, now it doesn't feel quite as new because it's been bad for so long, but you know, for a long time it was like the new hotness. Everyone was hype about it, but it started in like I don't know, it was like 2006, 2007, something like that.
yeah. I don't remember when that show started, but I remember the first season being pretty good, and then they lost Frank Darabont, or
Yeah.
they didn't lose him. I'm sorry. That whole situation was actually fucked up. You did Was that explained to you how?
Not a ton. I'm like kind of familiar with it. Like I know that he left the show, and I think you explained it to me once, but I don't know. Like I don't remember all the details.
So it was just so dirty that it's like worth explaining. Where the guy who was running the show, I forget who made the comic. It wasn't Frank Miller. What?
No, I don't think it was Frank
But
Miller, but I guess it could
yeah,
have
that's
been.
the 300 guy. No, it's some chubby guy. I don't know. But he, I don't know. He's some fucking fat fucking millionaire loser
Whatever. Yeah.
comic author. Uh,
Definitely a
it,
millionaire now. Dang.
so obviously it's his IP, and he brings it to Frank Darabont, which is like he's a pretty prolific director.
Yep.
The Mist. I don't know what else would like be gigantic, but he makes like really good films. And he kind of does it where he makes his films with his friends. Like they're all famous actors and they're very talented, but it's like his like social circle.
Yeah.
So they go to AMC for The Walking Dead, and Walking Dead was the only show, unlike their other big hits like Breaking Bad and Mad Men, where other companies owned them. AMC owned the rights to The Walking Dead when they like pitched and sold the show to them, so they get a say in like what happens. That's why I guess Mad Men was still good. I never watched it, but that why Breaking Bad continued to be so good, and perhaps Better Call Saul. But AMC had their hands on fucking Walking Dead from the beginning.
Yeah.
So they do the first season. Frank Darabont brings in all of his A-list actor friends, and they're all working for like minimum wage, or like whatever the minimum wage for being an actor is.
Sure.
And the show's a big hit after the first season, and then going into the second season, they were like, AMC was saying you need to, you guys are so successful, but we don't want to spend any more money on this show, so we're not going to give you a bigger budget, so the special effects actually need to be toned down a little bit. Can we show the zombies less?
Wow.
And I guess Frank Darabont just wasn't having it artistically, and they were
Sure.
butting heads, so they just pretty much told him to fuck off. And then Frank Darabont left, and they brought in whoever their showrunner is. He was a showrunner for other popular shows. I'm not saying that he's necessarily bad, but it's obviously not what was first presented and anticipated by the original fans
Yeah.
and the guy who created the comic.
Sure.
So he just comes in with his new artistic vision and just completely changes it, and that's why the show kind of started going off of the comic very early, because people wanted to get off the show early because they were no longer working with Frank
Yeah.
and working on a show where they were getting fucked over by AMC and stuff like that. So they kind of had to just start coming up with their own shit on the fly. And I think it was really pretty bad in the second season. I don't know how much you ended up watching it.
I watched up through like the 5th season, and the second season was pretty boring. I didn't hate it, but it definitely wasn't as good as like the 3rd season or the 1st season. Obviously, the 1st season's so good, but like, I think it would have been great if they just kind of left it at that. Like, that 6 episodes is good TV.
Yeah, it's like a mini movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, I remember just watching the beginning of the second season when they're on the farm. It couldn't have been too many episodes in, because they are on the farm the whole fucking season, I heard.
Yeah.
But they get there and they need water, and then there's like, oh, there's a well, perfect. But then there's that giant ass zombie, bloated ass zombie at the bottom of it, and they're just like, okay, we'll just hoist him out of there. And then they send the Asian dude down there, and it rips in half, and then all of its blood and guts go in there, and they're like, oh fuck, now it's contaminated. I'm like, now it's contaminated?
Right.
Now you can't fucking drink the water that he's...
Yeah.
Do zombies not shit and piss? Is he just like waiting in perfectly fine water with open sores? And then it was just a bunch of characters running off to have there's 20,000 characters, and they're all running to have one-on-one conversations about the same fucking thing over and over again. Just it became a chore for sure.
Yeah, that was one of the big things of the video I watched, and if I could remember who it was by, I would say, but was something they had mentioned as like an ongoing problem with the series is they started doing these like rotational like vignette style like episodes where they would follow, like the group would split up into like a bunch of groups, and then they'd follow one for an entire episode, and then they would go to the next group for the next episode. So like you wouldn't get the next point in, like, let's say like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about like the conversations.
Yeah.
Like you're just treading the same thing, how different characters are reacting to the same events, but instead of just having them all together interacting, they're just having these little one-on-ones. Because they had such a small budget, they can't shoot action scenes, they can't go do more zombie stuff. That's why starting the second season, a lot of the zombie stuff was just, there's nothing around and jump scare, I'm gonna get bit, or I just got bit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I feel like a few characters died where just a ninja zombie came out of nowhere and like bit them.
I believe that. I don't remember the second season all that well. It's been a very long time since I watched it. However, you did bring something up that I wanted to address. I had never thought this in my entire life, but you suggested that zombies shit and piss. That's crazy to me. I've literally never thought about that my whole life, but like I guess they eat, right? So they should be. But like,
I mean, they're magic, so they can do whatever. I was more asking.
But like, think about that. Like, think about how much nastier that makes everything. Like at that, like in the first series where they're in Atlanta and the place is just like flooded with zombies. Like, think of all the shit and piss that's on the ground now too. Like,
that's actually something that bothered me about the first season that I forgot with my autistic brain. But he wakes up from a coma. He doesn't have a colostomy bag, or you should know more than anything.
He doesn't have anything in. Yeah,
he just doesn't need to piss or shit the whole time he was in the coma. He's just fine.
Nah, he probably would have at least had a Foley in. But
unless it was me, because I would have it written into my living will.
No Foleys at all.
If I'm under, if I'm in a medi- medically induced coma that you can't rape me while I'm out.
I guess if they thought he was gonna die, like if he was expectant, they might have like stopped any sort of interventions like that. But then like, why did he have an IV in? They would have probably taken that out. And a lot of times they'll put a Foley in for like comfort and like to keep people's skin dry and whatnot.
No, actually, now I hate The Walking Dead because now I'm thinking in the first season when he meets that father and son, that, like black father and son, and they're like at the end of their whole thing, they're like, all right, Rick's leaving, like you gonna come with me? And he's like, no, my boy's not ready to shoot, so we're gonna stay back. And it's just like, well, oh yeah, don't go with like the marksman, more people, just. But then I guess also he still at that point maybe he didn't kill his zombie wife, which was very important to him for some reason.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, that guy comes back in like season 6 or something and becomes like a major player. I think he even like is a main character in a spin-off.
Oh yeah, that Walking Dead Rising.
It was like Fear the Walking Dead, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Awful name. Yeah. Hate it.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah, I thought.
Walking Dead.
Well, I remember when when Fear the Walking Dead came out, and I just assumed it was like going to be like a marathon. They were just like giving it a cute name, like here, the Fear the Walking Dead marathon.
Yeah, I don't know how they could have 20 seasons or whatever of that shit and be like consume more. Now we have a spin-off that you should pay attention to.
That's how it is though. Like that's what everyone's trying to do is like.
Well, yeah, you can't have an original thought. Yeah. No, well, yeah, you get like any already known intellectual property and drain that, milk that fucking cow.
Yeah. Everyone, I feel like any like suit in Hollywood is just like waiting to try to like grab the next like Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like they want this like, I'm surprised they haven't. Well, they probably are trying to do it with Godzilla right now. I was gonna say I'm surprised they haven't tried to make the Godzilla Cinematic Universe, but like
they're trying to make the fucking movie monster cinematic universe, and it's just failing.
Oh yeah, every time they try to do it,
the
like,
Mummy,
so bad. I didn't see that. I heard it was bad, so obviously
why would you?
That's why.
Why like?
I don't like.
I haven't seen Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
Yeah, I don't like Tom Cruise anyway, so
I was too busy watching Top Gun 2.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't like that's.
No, I heard that was good.
No, I heard that too from a bunch of boomers. I'm not, I'm not interested in like airplanes and stuff, so I don't really care about that. I don't want to see a
Dude, that's so good. I don't think people are watching it for the airplanes.
What are you talking? People were so hype about. Oh, the jet scenes are so cool, man. Like, fuck off. Like,
isn't that what's so cool about Fast and the Furious? It literally started out as like a movie for Latino teenagers to be like, that's pretty cool, man.
Wow. Yeah. Now it's just, but then it's really gone
we're
off
family.
Yeah.
We're family, and this is about $1 million heists and life or death all the time. Instead of just like,
yeah.
Yo, you think that thing has a Hemi? All right, I'm gonna stop. But that's too much fun to do.
I think what cracked me up recently was Vin Diesel was talking about the final one that was coming out. And they were like, "Oh, no, yeah, that's the last one." They said it's the last one.
No,
but wait,
okay.
but wait.
Yeah.
And he was like,
"I'm gonna Google this."
And he was like, they were like, "Oh, this one's gonna be a 2-parter, huh? It seems like it's gonna be a 2-parter." And he was like, "Bro, it's gonna be a 3-parter."
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because I was looking at the poster. Where's the Fast X poster? Because the tagline was perfect. The end of the road begins. It's like
stop it. Stop it.
So it's like the end of the road. Oh, so it's ending? Well, it's the beginning of the end of the road. Like, oh fuck.
It'll be over
10 more years.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. It's like Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, and then there are 6 more after that.
Yeah, that's just bad hindsight, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they meant
or foresight, I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to be in like a toxic relationship, and you'd be like, and I won't let her break up with me, and then it's just fine. I'm like, you know what? This is it. We're through very soon here.
Very
Like we're
soon.
gonna start this. We're beginning the wheels of ending this relationship.
You know, we're gonna be done real soon, but right now we're not dealing
We're
with
not
that
dealing with.
right now.
I wanted to bring that up. I was watching some OCs on TikTok, and there's
Dang.
this. Yeah, and I'm really into this guy named Kronos. You
Oh
ever see like this Kronos guy?
no, tell me a little
But
bit
but
about him.
but then, oh, he's like he wears this like sweet black leather vest
Yeah.
and has like round glasses and looks like his mom cuts his hair
Oh, sick.
and he's just a badass. He defends the world from darkness, but he has his own darkness inside of
Yeah,
him.
yeah, as we
But
all do.
I binged all of those and I love that.
Yeah,
And then I scrolled down and I noticed there was these other videos of this guy wearing a hat.
yeah.
And I started watching it, but he's literally like the same fucking character as Kronos. He's just like Kronos is just Gil
So
without the hat.
so wait, this guy is stealing this Kronos character and then putting a hat on. Like someone else is stealing this guy's OC and just putting a hat on him, and it's like the same guy.
I I can't tell if it's the same guy, honestly. I mean, because it's like they're wearing the same leather vest, but the hat really throws you off. They do have the same glasses, though.
I guess if your materials are limited, I get like your TikTok characters coming out sort of samey, but like imagine stealing your own original character and then just like tweaking it slightly and selling it as like a
being
different character.
being so bereft of
Yeah,
ideas,
it's
it's so
here's a hat.
your imagination should be limitless.
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
you create these characters, and I'm sure they're just Mary Sue's or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
the
yeah.
male version of that is.
Yeah.
He just kicks ass and takes names
Right.
and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
power fantasy.
you gotta
kind of
love
thing.
that.
Yeah.
You gotta. I was about to say you gotta love like power fantasies, feeling so helpless in this world or whatever that in your imagination you're Superman.
Yeah.
You want to be. You just want to.
But like cool Superman, not like blue and red tights, like Kansas boy Superman, but like
No, like Clark Kent.
It would be like Batman, but with Superman's powers, you know, because then he would
Oh, is
probably
it?
be really unhinged because he'd have too much power or something.
Yeah, but that just reminded me of speaking of plot holes, and I think it was Kevin Smith. Did you ever hear when he was talking about the Superman movie and about how when Lois Lane has her kid, and it just doesn't make any sense at all? Why she wouldn't think that Superman raped her?
Oh. No, I don't.
So, like-
I don't think I've heard that specific thing, but that I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because Lois Lane has a kid with Clark
Yeah,
Kent,
right.
and she's like hanging out at her apartment, and then her kid like picks up the piano and throws it across the room.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh damn, there's only one like person I know that has like super strength like that.
Well,
And
I
at no
get-
point when
I guess
she was interacting with him.
my first thought, I guess, would just be like, well, Clark must be Superman then, right? Like I think that would be my logical first, because like I know who I
I
had
mean,
a
if you
baby
didn't
with.
know,
And I don't specifically remember getting raped by Superman, so like my first thought is, should I talk to Clark about this? Do you think he's Superman?
I guess. But if none of the other clues clued her in at this point,
I guess. I don't know. Maybe she already knew. Maybe she already had an idea and she was just like playing coy. Like she didn't want to.
I don't know. I don't think they played it like that because he was like in the hospital after fighting Zod, and that's when they last interact. And she's just like, "Oh, I think my kid is like part you, part Krypton type shit."
Yeah.
So you think like, And there's no like winking at the camera, like, I wonder how
Right.
my kid is Krypton.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Maybe she fucked Superman and she's just trying to like play it cool. Like she had consensual sex with Superman and Clark knows because he's Superman, and she's just like
or maybe they
trying
didn't
to
give
like
a shit
keep it
editing.
like real cool about it. Like, oh, he's weird. He's like super strong. I don't know. Like, is that you? Could that be you? And Clark's like, bitch, I know what you were up to. Like, I was there.
It could. It could be, but I'm gonna say it's flimsy script writing
Yeah.
and poor editing.
Almost. Yeah. Don't give the creators or writers or whatever too much credit. You know.
But there's hope now, right? Because Joss Whedon's taken over.
I don't know.
You don't love Joss Whedon? You don't love Guardians of the Galaxy?
I loved Buffy, and to a lesser extent Angel. And I liked some of the stuff he did in the in between years, and
And not some other stuff you didn't like. Wasn't he a creep? He
well,
got sent
I
with
don't
cancer for a minute,
yeah
right?
I don't super care about Firefly, so that's why I was like some of the stuff. Yeah, he got like. I haven't read into it very much, but I'm pretty sure he was like very problematic on set and was like very aggressive with everybody, especially like the women.
Well, the worst part was the hypocrisy, right? Because he always
Yeah,
infuses
right.
into his scripts like
Yeah, lots of like
men are well, he's writing from experience. He
right.
knows men are dogs or
Yeah,
whatever.
dogs. Yeah. So I'm hesitant to uh, be excited about Joss Whedon things just because that like stink that's attached to it now. But
Ooh, really? Because you can't like separate the art from the artist like
I'm
that.
I'm not much of a separate the art from the artist kind of guy usually. I recently rewatched. He did Avengers, right? The first one.
Fuck, probably.
I think he
Maybe.
did.
I don't know.
And I recently rewatched it, and it's fine. I don't think his like dialogue style really like. I think it was fun in the 90s when it was a bunch of weird teenagers in California. Is it as fun when it's a 40-year-old like millionaire and his like 70-year-old cryogenically frozen boyfriend? Maybe
It's
not.
it's also weird because it's like life or death
Yeah.
situations. I guess Buffy
Buffy
was
was
a
like
little
that.
bit
Yeah, but they're like
sometimes,
they're all
but
teenagers and they're like kind of fucking like
you shouldn't be making quips while you're saving the world.
yeah. I
But
like
then that makes for a boring movie. So,
yeah, no, superheroes have always been like quippy.
That's the thing. If superheroes were realistic, it would be like watching a military propaganda film,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it wouldn't be as fun. I don't know. I don't think his dialogue has really like aged super well. So like rewatching it, I was like, this isn't great. So I don't know. Does he do Guardians of the Galaxy? Is that what you were saying?
Doesn't he?
I don't know.
have no
I have
clue.
no idea who does it. Those were fun. They were good Marvel movies. I guess I liked the first two. I didn't see the third one yet.
Setting up the characters is always boring to me. The first one didn't really appeal, and it's like a lot of Marvel movies that I end up not watching, where it's a purple or green person that just wants to take over the galaxy or wants revenge, and it's very boring. That's what's interesting about the new Guardian movie. The villain's pretty interesting because he's not, a cookie
It's
cutter.
not purple or green.
He's not. He's black.
Oh, damn. Maybe we
Yeah,
shouldn't talk
and
about that.
well, the worst part is it's Star Lord when he turns evil. So Chris Pratt is just in blackface
No,
for the second half
are
of the
you
movie.
serious? Are you
No,
serious?
no.
Oh my
What
gosh.
the fuck?
I believed you for a second.
You would have heard the outrage already.
Probably, yeah. But also, like, I feel like there would be a lot of people, like, cause this, like, every time a movie comes out with, like, a gay person or, like, a black person playing, like, a character that was white previously,
I
there's all
mean,
this outrage.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, no. I thought Tropic Thunder was funny. Obviously, I get why him being in blackface is problematic.
Not only in blackface, but he's
But,
like
yeah,
playing
putting on the
it's
accent.
blackface and
Yeah, but like,
blackface. Well, I'm just,
I'm not
it,
defending it. I don't think it's a good choice, but like,
I think it's
not
a funny choice.
It's not.
I've never seen the movie. I think it's a funny choice though.
It's not played like. I don't know. He's clearly a buffoon for doing what he's doing. He's not played like, oh, this is just like an actual funny thing. It's like this is buffoonery what you're doing right now. It's like changing your skin to black and like talking in like a jive accent. Anyways, not the point. What I was saying was actually I forgot what I was saying. What were we talking about?
Well, a better
Star-Lord
example
being
would
in
be
blackface is what I was getting to. And then I said about like the people being mad at like woke Hollywood or whatever. So I think honestly, like you see all these like outrage things anytime anything comes out. I think honestly I would have seen a bunch of like celebratory things, like people celebrating, like
celebrating Chris Pratt for
yeah,
wearing blackface.
I think so.
Oh, I want to live in that world so bad,
Yeah.
dude. What a hero. I want to see the tweets from the woke
Yeah.
people. What a hero Chris Pratt is for turning the genre on its head.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Like the guy that that like
Well, that's the problem. You
prattled.
can't even have that now. Like you can't have a character. And I'm not saying this is bullshit. Like I'm assuming for safe scripts that want to make a lot of money and not cause a stir. Like you couldn't have a character that's homophobic, even if the point of it is that guy's an asshole.
You
But
can't
maybe you
you
can.
can't in like a Disney blockbuster. I think like a Marvel movie. I don't think you could because people are too like media literacy is through the
Yeah,
floor.
you could do it because
And
that's what like It's Always Sunny
but
is.
yeah,
Like they're just.
you can do it
But
in
you know,
like mature media. I think, and sorry if I'm offending anybody that says that when I say that Marvel is not mature media, but like you can do it in
no, they're kids movies. They're
in like
absolutely.
a proper drama. You could do it. You could do it in like a comedy,
Yeah,
like a
you could do it
mature
in
comedy.
an A24 film
Yeah,
that
yeah,
goes
yeah,
straight to
yeah,
Hulu. Yeah.
yeah. You definitely could do. You can still do it, but like, yeah, if you just put it in like a Marvel movie, people are just gonna like. They don't understand that writing a character doesn't mean.
I mean, how
Like
much more heat would Thanos have got if he didn't want to just get rid of half the population? If he was just like, I've come to your planet, I see all these boys dressed as girls, and I will
no,
exterminate them.
stop.
If he was like genocidal against trans people and he's the bad guy, we were rooting harder for him to be stopped, right?
Yeah. I think obviously it makes a ton of
That
sense.
should be fine.
The problem is there will be a large subsection of people, very vocal people, that are like highly in support of Thanos now. So you gotta watch out with that, I guess.
Good, good. I mean, I guess he'll get some go away heat, but I mean, come on
No,
now.
no, 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 no. I, yeah, that's a complex issue. But that would, oh god,
Come
what I
on, dude.
wouldn't do to be
What?
able to like be the guy making the editing decisions and just like secretly at the end I'm just like yeah, and then Thanos turns out to also be like a like transphobic, and we'll just
You're
slide
telling
that in.
me you have Thanos be like, I just want to get rid the galaxy of African Americans. And I'm like, that doesn't really make any sense. I was like, all right, anybody that's like that black, that shade of black, I want to get rid of that.
He says,
He's a-
I want to rid the universe of African Americans, so only black people that are also American.
but he does that, and they're fighting him. Iron Man goes in, Spider Man
Yeah,
goes in,
yeah,
fucking
sure.
Thanos is just batting them away,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden, boom, Wakanda forever, and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
you have
yeah.
Black Panther come up and snickety him and
that
fucking stop him.
Yeah. It just
Hero.
it
Hero.
feels a little pandering at that point, doesn't it? Like you're just
Yes.
inventing this like
In the best way.
this white devil,
Or no,
and he's not even a white devil; he's purple. You're inventing this white devil for Wakanda to slay, like specifically just to pop like a subsection of the audience. But like,
and me.
wouldn't and you wouldn't you feel pandered to at that point? Like, I feel like there's no way that goes over well.
Well, I'm an asshole because I want to go to the theaters in a black neighborhood when that happens, and then just start high-fiving everybody, being like, "Hell yeah!" But I'm like giggling because I'm also finding it just funny the whole situation.
That's bad. That's awful. Did you see? I don't know. Did you see the preview? I just saw this. I don't know what the movie is. I guess I'll look it up real quick. It's called like, oh, I remember what it's called. It's called The Blackening. Did you see this?
Yes, I saw the trailer.
It's
for
like
that,
it looks like it's going to
absolutely,
be
I
like a
did.
scary movie type thing.
It does. It's so surreal because it looks like a scary movie spliced with a Medea movie.
Oh no, maybe I didn't see enough of like previews.
It feels like I can't tell if it's being as tongue in cheek on purpose as it's coming across. I don't because I could definitely see the writers or director or whatever trying to do a Jordan Peele type thing.
Sure.
Uh, and it just the tone is just not right.
Yeah.
Or if it's purposely being like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You said you saw the
I just
trailer?
saw. I only watched like it was like a 30-second trailer on YouTube before a video.
Because you want to talk about pandering, there was like a lot of those jokes that are like to pop. How do I say this politically? Just like oh hell no, he did say that, or like I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, I get you.
oh, it's so hard. Yeah, it's just like a Medea. If Medea is a B movie, then like a C movie.
Medea. Oh, I thought you said if it was, it would be Medea if Medea was a B movie. I was about to say, bruh, already a B
I hate
movie.
to break it to you. Yeah, that's like if Ernest was a B
Yeah,
movie.
right, exactly. You know what I?
Come on, man.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, like, come on, Ernest Goes to Jail.
Yeah,
You're telling me that was like
it's quality.
those were all in
It's
theaters,
quality.
right? Or were
I
those
think so. I think they made
straight to VHS?
I learned recently. I didn't know this. That Ernest started as like a TV pitchman, and like I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew he was in commercials, but I didn't know like apparently he wasn't just for a specific product. Like it was a character that different
Oh yeah,
brands,
character actor.
yeah, different
Yeah.
brands could like get in on it across the country. So you'd go to like Minnesota and he'd be in like a auto dealership commercial or something. Then you go somewhere else in the country and he's advertising like Piggly Wiggly or whatever.
Yeah, it's his like gimmick that he
That's
just
crazy. I
takes
didn't know
around.
that. That's wild. And they just.
I mean, I only knew that because I happened upon like a mini documentary on him that I watched
I
for
see.
like a minute. But I honestly, was never that nostalgic for it. When I was a kid, even as a kid, I was just like, Ernest Goes to Camp. Like, well, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds so boring. Watch some hick. I like to do a hick like setting up a tent and just slapstick falling. I don't even know if that's what he does. That's what he does though, or stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I think kinda. Yeah.
God damn it, Vern, we gotta get this campfire started. And then like the smoke goes in his face and he flies back and makes a goofy face.
Well, there's an idea actually. We need an M-rated or an R-rated Ernest movie that's like
no MA.
an accurate
rated.
Why is it MA and not R?
Well, because there's going to be penetration. Ernest is going to fuck somebody, and I want to see it go in.
What are you saying? MA does not have penetration. That's like a TV rating.
Well, NC-17.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
NC-17.
Yeah, well, I want NC-17.
Oh, I see. Well,
It's like that was a pretty good movie, but I didn't understand why after 13 minutes at the end he's just getting a blowjob in a chair.
because we're trying to paint a picture of the actual life of this dumb hick who probably was like a rampant alcoholic. Not Jim
come
Varney.
on,
I think he
dude.
died from drugs or something. But I'm talking about
come on,
the character.
no.
Ernest almost
He
certainly
died of a disease.
The reason. Oh, did he? I don't know. I just
I don't
assume
know. I'm
all.
looking it
I
up.
assume all old comedians died from drugs because that just seems to be the or their wife killed them. I guess. That just
Lung
seems to
cancer,
be the case.
dude. Show some
My bad.
respect.
Well, it could have been from smoking. So he at least had some kind of vice.
Now we're victim blaming.
I'm not. I'm just saying like I was never saying Jim Varney anyways was doing this. I was saying Ernest. Probably
James Albert
Ernest
Varney Jr.
Ernest almost certainly was an alcoholic. I bet. I think I remember in the films him being able to
He
drive.
drinks. Those are kids' movies.
No.
There's way
He's
like,
not.
drink-
He's not
like,
in
just-
the movie. He's not an alcoholic. I'm saying like if you.
I thought you just said he wasn't an alcoholic in real life. You just claimed.
No, what are you talking
who are you
about?
Claiming,
I'm saying.
Who are you claiming is an alcoholic?
I'm saying if you took Ernest, like take Ernest and then remove him from the PG movie,
Okay.
he would be an
So
alcoholic.
in real, okay.
No, but not Jim
The
Varney.
gritty reboot.
Yeah, the M-rated Ernest, like that guy's definitely an alcoholic. He probably does a little coke too.
NC-17.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the blowjob. NC-17.
If we were pitching this movie and I would demand the 13-minute blowjob scene at the end, but I would leave it up to you. Would you rather him be hamming it up and doing goofy Ernest faces, or just into it?
No.
Laid back, comfortable?
It's just gotta be like a really like sincere scene. Just like no.
With that voice, I wish I could do it. Like, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
keep
Vern."
sucking. That's even better. It's a 400-pound farmer fucking blowing him.
Oh no, he just calls everyone Vern. I just assumed he was calling whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever lot
Yeah,
lizard
well,
he could
Vern
get. Vern.
is like the cameraman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it better. Like, I don't know who Vern's supposed to be. I don't know if they ever showed him, but I just assumed he was.
He was like
if
the
Jim-
cameraman. He was like this invisible like.
But I'm saying physical appearance. Like, I just feel like he was a hoss.
Oh yeah,
because
could
Jim
be,
Varney
could
was
be,
so
yeah.
small.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Vern's a hoss.
It would make
name.
sense. He could be a real big fella, and then we finally see him at the end of the movie, and that's when the blowjob happens. I get it. Okay.
He fucking sets it up on a tripod. He sits down in a chair. No, I just want it completely silent, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Jim Varney. You don't know if it's Jim Varney or Ernest at this point, and he's just
That's the art of it. At the end, like we're blurring the line between the man and the character. Well, obviously we can't make this movie because Jim Varney's dead. But
no, we're CGIing Jim Varney.
We'll get John Cena, and then we'll just put him. We'll CGI his head onto like a skinny guy's body, and that'll be good. That'll be fine.
No, I want John Cena to play Vern now.
So he's instead of being like a big like heavy.
Okay,
dude,
no, I changed
like
my mind again. No, John Cena's Ernest, and he's sitting in the chair, and then Vern is Brendan Fraser in his whale suit on all fours, just doming him out.
Dang, bro, how are you gonna get Brendan Fraser to agree to this? He just won an Oscar.
Probably what kind of slid his career the first time. We'll do like targeted internet harassment, try to get him depressed again.
Yeah, all right. And then when he's at rock bottom,
catch him on the
downswing.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Just like my idea for that porn site I was telling you about.
I don't remember what you're talking about. We're gonna get him with the old Nick Cage. Wait until everyone thinks he's a joke, and then get him in a bunch of bad movies.
I was thinking of. As soon as you said Nick Cage, I was thinking of that CZW guy that tried to kill David Arquette.
No, not Nick Gage. Nick Cage. Nicolas Cage.
His friends call him Nick.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I call him Nick. I don't know. I'm not on a first name basis with him, but I think Nicholas.
He has a super goth son.
Is he? I didn't know. No, in that case, though, I think we could get Nick Gage to play the real life, like, Ernest character. Like, he could be like...
No, he should be in jail for the rest of his fucking life.
Dang. Should he? What did he do?
Don't you think
What did he do? He robbed a bank.
He tried to kill David Arquette.
He didn't try to kill David Arquette.
Yes, he did.
No, it's all...
That was real.
Don't believe anything you see in any wrestling thing ever. Don't trust anyone that's ever been in a wrestling ring.
Don't trust anybody. That every one of them's a carny.
They're all carnies. David Arquette is a carny too. He wants to be. He wants to be in that group
watch
so
the Dark
badly.
Side of the Ring.
I did watch it. You think he's not just?
And you believe that was a work.
It's a work.
That's insane, dude.
No. It's not insane. It's insane that you believe it. Nobody that has ever wrestled a wrestling match is telling you the truth.
That was.
He may have almost.
Are the doctors in on it?
I don't know if that's accurate. He may have almost died, but almost certainly was not attempted homicide or whatever. I'm sure something happened and got out of control or whatever.
Yeah,
but
he got fucking mad.
No.
In the ring, and he was gonna cut him. Yeah, there was a spot where I'm just okay. At this point, I'm saying what I believe and what was portrayed there. Maybe I'm just a mark that they were gonna have this match. I forget what he got pissed off about in the ring. And then he was gonna cut him, and then I'm sure. Okay, I don't think it was attempted murder, like manslaughter. He just got over fucking zealous in the ring and fucking took liberties, like a New Jack situation.
No, New Jack would be attempted homicide. He was not accidentally killing anybody. He knew what he was doing.
Wait, really? And you're on his side?
No, I'm not on New Jack's side.
You did that. You did that to me, though.
No, I love New Jack. I think watching his matches is insane.
You love this attempted murder?
No. I love the it's like that train wreck kind of character. It's like when you're, there's some almost like a lolcow, but he's not a lolcow because he would stab the shit out of you.
I was about to say it's like how I love Christian.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, you think he tried to kill Mass Transit? He definitely tried to kill that guy that he fucking pushed off the top of the scaffolding.
He definitely tried to kill Nick Grimes. I don't know that he tried to kill Mass Transit, but I don't think that could have been a manslaughter. I don't think he would have been sad.
That's what I think happened with Arquette, honestly.
Yeah, I don't. I think they're all
maybe that. If they are, then there has to be another match, then, right? Or something. What's the point of this? Kayfabe?
Not necessarily.
They're just being super old school carnies, just
basically,
to the grave.
Yeah, I think David Arquette really loves wrestling and really wants to be that kind of thing, and so I think it's kayfabe.
I don't think Darkseid would put up with that shit either.
They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice because all of the old wrestlers on there are also kayfabe the entire time. Every time anytime anyone is telling a story about something, take it with a grain of salt. Half of the things they say were worse than what they're saying, and then the other half
That's
didn't
what I'm
even
saying.
happen.
Okay, that's why. So like, Plane Ride from Hell. Like, yeah, I believe Terry Reynolds about what Brock Lesnar did to
Sure,
her,
I believe that.
or Ric Flair fucking pinned that girl in the
Yeah,
corner or
yeah.
whatever like
But
that.
I'll bet you, if you go back, like I haven't watched that in a while. I watched it when it came out. I'll bet you some of the things that happened on that plane ride are being exaggerated to make it seem like to each other, like to make it seem cooler, and then some of it like didn't happen, but some of it
Yeah,
definitely
like
did. I don't think that I don't think they're like they're not obfuscating or like trying. I guess they're not trying to incriminate Ric Flair by like making a thing up about him doing a helicopter dick, but like wrestlers, like just listen to anything that like Hulk Hogan's ever
the
said.
Scott Hall stuff.
Scott,
I mean, you're talking about Hulk.
yeah,
I mean, Hulk Hogan.
obviously Hulk
There's a
Hogan is
reason they
like
wouldn't
the
put him
big
on.
example, but like everyone else too. Like I'll bet you, anytime you hear a story about a bar fight, there's probably like some exaggeration to it. Probably like Jake Roberts tells stories about Meng Haku being
Okay, you're.
like a bar fighting badass, and I bet like half of those are grossly exaggerated or not even true.
I'm sure if you're watching like shoot interviews or them on podcasts, I feel like what the Vice documentary tries to get across, not that they don't get tricked, and I'm sure people have been able to do their work or whatever you want to fucking say in the interviews or like play their gimmick up. Or even like they know that they're being so transparently using their gimmick that even the audience is going to get it. But a lot of the subjects that they touch upon, I feel like they're trying to get, the whole point is to get to like the truth of it. So when I'm trying to like think back of like people that were playing up their character, I just don't think a lot of the people that that have memorable interviews, at least in my head, like were doing that. But sure, I'm like, I don't know, like I feel like Jim Cornette, as fucking crazy as it sounds, is like a pretty straight shooter when it comes to shit like that. But maybe not. Maybe he's an old school fucking Southern guy, so he does
I
fucking
think
play it up.
I think a lot of it is probably true, but I wouldn't take anything anyone says at face value. And
I haven't.
as far as like the David Arquette and Nick Gage thing goes too, like there are lots of documented incidents in wrestling where like someone goes on record and says like, "Oh, this was a shoot. He shot on me," or like, "We got mad at each other and we really were like beating each other's ass."
Oh yeah, it's for clicks. It's
And then you
clickbait,
find
too.
out like 10 years later they're like, "What?" They don't even like reference the previous interview. They're just like, "Yeah, we never had heat. There was never any problems. People think we have heat." But
Yeah,
we
it's like
don't.
that Hogan tweet. You work yourself into a shoe,
Right.
shoot your
Yeah.
work, brother.
So like,
Type shit.
do I even believe that maybe like David Arquette's pissed about it and is like, making a bigger deal about it than he did previously or will in the future? Maybe, I don't know. But I don't trust anybody as far as wrestling goes to tell me the truth. I think like to your credit, like I think Jim Cornette is a pretty reliable source as far as that goes. He's like an old school guy, but he's also like a wrestling historian. While I may
Yeah,
disagree with plenty of his takes, I think I don't think he's going to be trying to like misrepresent things about like
yeah. I
wrestling
haven't
history.
seen a lot of Dark Sides recently because I binged them so long ago.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
been a
new
long
season
time.
just started,
Yeah,
and so I watched the Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch one last
yeah,
night, and that's why that's the most fresh in my memory. And there was no one that was being interviewed that was playing it up because it's obviously just a very somber situation
sure.
in so many fucking
Yeah.
ways. That was one going into where I was just like, fuck, I'm just gonna get like bummed out, and then it's like ending, and I'm like tearing up, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty fucking bummed
Yeah,
out.
it sucks. That guy.
I forgot how he died because for some reason I was like, oh yeah, he just probably relapsed on pills again, but it was just like the blood, obviously the blood clot
Yeah.
and the airplane ride and shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that was wild.
That's crazy. I,
And I was also misremembering that Tammy because I knew she was getting in DUIs and stuff, and I was like, yeah, she's pretty fucked up, but she'll get out again, maybe something. And I forgot the last time she got a DUI, she killed
oh
somebody.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's fucking, that's chalked.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, what a bookmark. What a bookend there. Bring it back around. Yeah, I can't say I know like the whole Chris Candido story. I know like basically the things that have been said and passed around. So I'm actually interested to watch that episode.
Yeah, actually,
I'll
now
give it a
to your
watch.
point, and it's not even a wrestler, but they interview Chris Candido's brother a lot, and I think he's telling the truth on everything, but it does seem like perhaps a little bit
Yeah.
exaggerated. Or a lot of people, especially with people that have passed, you have a more
Yeah,
idealized
always.
version of them in your head.
Didn't we go
So
over that like with New Jack when he died and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, he was finally like, in a
yeah,
good
but
place."
that's which is actually kind of the opposite with Chris Candido, because the whole thing about him was like, yeah, he had like a pill problem and dropped out of, like, he was in obscurity, but then in 2005 or 6 he went into TNA
Yeah,
and he was like on the come up and he got into the best shape of his
right.
life again. And then during a match is when he rolled or shattered his ankle or something like
Yeah,
that. And yeah, then so he had to have his ankle surgery, and he wanted to get right back in it. So he was like at the taping 2 nights
sure.
later for the show, and then he was like flying on 2 different planes. And a lot of people think the blood clot was because of all the flying after
Probably
surgery.
makes sense. He probably wasn't.
So it's like, so it's just sucks. Like it's like, oh, he was in a good place, sort of, but he was like literally about to do his comeback, his like redemption
Sure,
arc
yeah.
was starting and got cut super short because of how much of a hard worker he was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Not to make light of the situation, but like, how hot was Tammy when she was younger? Like, holy crap.
Super hot. I feel like a broken record because it's just like I'm not into blonde bombshells, but there was just something always about her. But it was also the
Oh
swagger. When
yeah,
women have swagger
absolutely,
like that,
absolutely.
it's ridiculous. And then like watching the Dark Side of the Ring, just seeing how much of a fucking literal natural she was.
Oh yeah,
Like her
yeah.
very first promo out the gate, like she was born to do that type
Sure,
of shit.
yeah.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
And and then when she's all fucking fucked up on somas and coke, that's hot too.
Yeah. Then she's easier, right? Is that
And then it's just so sad because it's like she pawns her Hall of Fame ring and does like an all anal porn movie
sick?
when she's like 40, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
she was going to school to be a doctor before she got into wrestling. Damn.
Damn. Don't get into wrestling. Moral of the story. But that's basically the moral of the story for like all the Dark Side of the Ring things is like,
They actually throw her under the bus a lot because they were like, yeah, it's kind of sad, but also she's kind of always a
yeah.
narcissist,
Oh,
and like
sure, sure.
people were talking about her like that. But I guess it's easier when she recently like killed somebody in DUI.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. Like, probably the facts are that the industry probably draws a lot of like people like that. Like, there's probably a lot
And
of
she's
flawed
somewhat of a
humans.
victim too,
Sure.
because well, it's like you don't what's victim blaming and what's a person, like how much autonomy does someone have, because you get into a business that's obviously run by pretty, I mean, overtly toxic males that
Oh yeah.
are, you got to watch your back and shit like that. But then it's like, oh, Shawn Michaels knows I'm in a relationship, but he wants to fuck me, and like you could say no, you could
Yeah,
not,
you're
but
an
it is
adult.
Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels, so like what the
Shit, I'm
fuck
not saying no.
to Shawn
Nah, if
Michaels?
Shawn Michaels was like, let me find out. I'd probably, especially if I thought I could get ahead in my career, right? I'm
I
I'm
mean, I
talking
would.
as a man right now, even.
I'm gonna say I would fuck Shawn Michaels right now. I would, if he
Yeah.
came into my room, I
If he,
would drop to my
you
knees
would.
and suck his dick.
Yeah, but how could you
That's
be sure if he was looking at you or like staring at like the gay porn on your computer?
that's
Because that
that's
one eye
fine.
is like all the way off to the side like that.
Well, he would make me have to look up gay porn because I'm not gay. I'm just saying
You
that
don't have to be
I
gay
would
to
have.
have gay porn on your computer, bro.
That's
Come on.
I know, and you don't have to be gay to have gay sex. I'm
Right.
just saying I don't have gay porn, but I would suck this man's dick. And the reason that works is because that is one of the best stories you'll be able
Oh
to tell
yeah,
for the rest of your
absolutely.
life.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Bro,
definitely.
every time someone came over, I'd be like, let's watch WrestleMania 26.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great
Just
undertaking.
drop that little nugget while you're watching the match.
You ever see the first ever ladder match? Let me put that on real quick. Funny thing about this
Yeah,
match.
it's real wild. I got this funny story for you. That's good. That's true. That would
I
be a hell of a story.
I mean, that probably got in my head with Zach and Miri, where they were just like, yeah, anybody would watch a fuck tape of anybody. If
Yeah,
there was a Rosie
it's true.
O'Donnell fuck
It's
tape,
true.
I'd be like, why are we not watching it right
Yeah.
now? It's just like, I guess that makes me a star fucker, but I mean, be like, I had sex with Chris Pratt. It's like, oh, I didn't know you're gay. It's like, I'm not fucking gay. I had sex with Super Mario,
Yeah.
dude. Like he's being groomed to be a fucking Republican presidential
Oh
candidate in the future.
God.
I'm telling you, I'm calling it
You
right now,
think?
just letting you know.
You,
I think so. I don't know. I've been reading some stuff, and I just want to be one of the people saying it now.
wow.
So
Way
in
ahead of
10
the game.
years, I could be like, yeah, I fucking called that shit.
Way ahead of it. I
He's a super good Christian boy.
I bet he is. I bet he is a super good Christian boy.
But he's down to earth and funny.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Chris Pratt is so cool.
Is he cool?
No, that's that donkey thing where he was watching the announcements for all the voices and he's just laughing at how fucking bad they
Oh
are.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
he just
yeah.
like stops and he's like, Chris Pratt, he's so cool.
Yeah, true. That was good. Have you seen that movie? Have you seen any clips from it?
I will never see that
You
movie,
never see
sir.
it ever.
I mean, like, it's not like I'm against it and I will not fucking watch it. It's just a 2-hour commercial for Nintendo IP that I
Yeah,
don't need to see.
I'm not going out of my way to see it, but you know,
I mean, if I was nostalgic for it too, because like it's fine if you want to watch a movie and just like clap at like I remember that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna act like I'm better than you because there's definitely things that I would do that for.
Yeah.
Just Mario's not one of them.
Yeah. I almost want to like see it a little bit just to see like. It seems like it will be really bad in my opinion. Like I know that the audiences seem to like it and whatnot, but I feel like it will be like laughably bad to me. And so there's part of me like that sort of
No, that's the problem. I don't
masochistic
think
part.
it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like The Room.
No,
type
not
thing
that
where
kind
it's
of
so
bad.
bad that it's
No,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Not even so bad that it's good. Just like so
Like
bad.
Sharknado.
Yeah, not even like Sharknado, because like there's a little bit of irony there. It's just like how are you gonna make a movie and make Chris Pratt the voice of Mario?
Oh, I don't have a problem
No,
with that.
that's insane to
I'm
me.
against everybody.
I don't like.
There's
I'm not
no
saying
way.
you should make a movie where some guy puts on a ridiculous.
I was
false
about to say,
Italian accent
I
the
don't,
whole time, but like
or even a real. Yeah, do you? Does people and you won't? I'm glad you won't agree with this, but I feel like so many people would agree. Or that's what they were complaining about. It's just like you for 2 hours, you want to hear someone be like, "It's a me, a Mario, gonna go do this." Like, there's no
Yeah.
fucking way that would not get
oh yeah, it
old
would be
so
terrible.
fucking quick.
Yeah, but like you can't just pick like a normal guy voice either. Like Chris Pratt is just like the most generic guy voice.
But that's all you do now. There's no such thing as voice actors. Now, yes, there is, like, for cartoons and stuff, but, like, I forget what point it was. Maybe it was Shrek or sometime around then where they stopped using people that were just good at voice acting, and it was just about getting that name on the billboard.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, and I know about that, like the erasure of like voice acting in like big Hollywood movies. But I'm saying like even out if you have to pick a big actor, like you picked a bunch of people with such like nondescript voices. Like you couldn't Mario should be somebody with some sort of something to him, right? Like I would be, and this isn't even being ironic. Like I'm not even being ironic when I say this. I would be more satisfied with like Danny DeVito as Mario, because at least there's something to it.
That's going into the territory of. Well, no, I don't know if it's like so bad it's good, but it's like that ironic territory where I don't know if you're pulling from when they were doing that Detective Pikachu.
No, I remember
movie
that.
where
Yeah,
everybody
I remember that.
wanted it to be.
But
and
that's
honestly,
what
Ryan Reynolds really threw me off too.
That's what I'm saying though. Like it's not even. I'm not even saying it because like lol Danny DeVito. Like just give me something with substance. Like Mario. Like you're just gonna make Mario the most generic like white guy voice. Like boring.
Jack Black is
straightforward play. Yeah, Jack Black is a wild person. He does all kind of crazy shit.
He doesn't even sound like Jack Black.
I'm sure. I believe.
No, but
it.
I'm just saying that's just a great choice.
Yeah,
and then
he is a great choice.
Charlie Day's Luigi. I mean, I'm a Charlie Day.
Yeah, but he's got an interesting voice, and it like fits
he
the
does.
character.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But you just.
I mean, does it fit the character?
Yeah,
he's just like a high pitched nasal.
Yeah, but
like,
he plays like Charlie
guy.
Day plays like a neurotic kind of like weirdo a little bit,
Yeah.
and I always got that energy from Luigi that he's like sort of neurotic.
Yeah, like
and
Luigi
weird.
Mansion.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Like I could see a Luigi's Mansion movie with Charlie Day being the like Luigi voice,
Oh, that'd
and
be
I think
great.
that would be fine. It would make sense. But like Chris Pratt is so like anything. It's so uninteresting that like that's
But
why
Danny DeVito is the
I'm
best
not
pull
saying
you
no.
could
That's
get.
just like an example I came up with. Like if I put a lot of time and effort into it, I'm sure I could come up with a better voice. But that was just the first like I don't know something that felt like it
I
fit
know, but I just
Mario better than Chris Pratt does.
yeah. But is there any voice you could think you could come up with that a studio would be okay with?
Well, I don't know what the studio's looking for. If they're looking for just the biggest star they can possibly get, then I guess not. But if I was making movies, I'd try to make them somewhat good. So I guess I
Oh,
guess that's I
okay.
guess fuck me, right? I guess I won't get to work in
I'm
Hollywood.
sorry, man. If I would make movies in Hollywood, but they wouldn't like me because I'd want them to be good.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth, though, right? That's the
Hell
truth.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
would.
would make music. I would sign with a record label, but they wouldn't even like the kind of art that I would be making.
Absolutely true. There's no way any record label wants to sign me because that's not what I'm doing. I'm not here to do that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Like
Yeah, I
I
would
get
want
selling
somebody
out. Like if
wild.
somebody was like, "Hey, we want you to make this movie, yada yada, and we're gonna give you millions of dollars." Like me right now in my situation, obviously, I'm just gonna make this movie however they want and make millions of dollars. But if I had a career in Hollywood already and I wanted people to think I was doing a good job, I certainly wouldn't pick Chris Pratt to be the voice of Mario. Is all I'm saying.
I would have worse ideas. That would be better, but it wouldn't work out in the
I
long
got a
run.
lot
Like,
of anti-meta like Hollywood ideas. Like, did I tell you the idea for my like romantic comedy? I feel like I've been pitching this for like a
I
decade.
do it again because I think I don't remember it at all, but I remember thinking it was horrible, so I want to hear it again.
So it's like a romantic comedy, and it's like kind of it's like a standard kind of fair type thing where it's like a single mother. She like moves into a neighborhood or whatever, and she's got her daughter or whatever, and like there's a young guy or something that lives next door, and he's kind of like a I don't know how to describe it. It's like a little more wild. She's sort of straight laced, and he's a little more fun. Not wild, but like fun and goofy, and like she doesn't like him because he's like a goofball or whatever. But somehow he and her child like hit it off or whatever. I think originally it was
Oh,
her and her son because him and people are
it's
weird
got to
about
be a
things like
male
that.
son.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's still problematic, but it can't be a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah,
girl.
yeah. So like they hit it off. He doesn't have a daddy figure, whatever. So obviously this is like his replacement daddy figure, and she still doesn't like it for a while, and then he warms up to her, and by the end of the movie they're like together or whatever. Obviously this isn't the point. The point is, all right. So we've built this whole movie. We've done this whole romantic comedy like just straight by the
Oh
book.
wait,
The romantic comedy.
yes.
And then like the ending scene, we're doing this is where we get artistic. We're doing like a one take kind of shot, like a big long like Steven Spielberg esque single take like set piece kind of thing.
Scorsese.
Scorsese, I don't know, whatever. I thought Spielberg was a.
Does Spielberg do long
I think he
one
does.
shot
I think he
things? I
does,
don't
but
know.
I could be wrong. I
Oh.
could be wrong about that. And then she's like she comes home from work. She gets out of the car. Maybe she's got groceries. Maybe she wasn't at work. Goes around the back, picks him up. No music. We're not playing any music. Comes around. You can hear like the click of her shoes on the concrete. Fiddling with her keys, jangling. Opens the thing. Opens it up. The lights are on. She's like, "Huh? I don't hear anybody." Like is walking in. Like nothing weird. She's not like, oh, something's wrong. Walks in, puts the things down. Starts like you kind of hear like a muffled sound. You're like, oh, I wonder what that is. And she like isn't picking up on it at first, but as she's like putting her things down and like walking around the kitchen, she starts to notice it too. So she starts like following it, and she's following it around. It gets like really loud, and it's kind of like a. I don't want to
sucking.
No, I don't want to.
I
I don't
mean-
want to give it away yet. But so the last shot is she opens the door, and the man that she fell in love with is raping the child, and that's the end of the
Yes,
movie.
I
That's a
did
cut right
remember.
there. Credits. That's the end of the movie.
you're you're done. You're done forever. I mean that sounds like a me idea. I don't
I
like
think,
you want to end your movie with child
yeah,
rape.
yeah. I like obviously like
I
there's
respect it so
there's
much,
there's
but
nothing funny about child rape, but it is funny, I think, to build a whole movie
it's no way.
like that and then just like hit them with the stinger at the end. Like I feel like, oh man, what a if I
Oh
saw that
man.
movie, I would leave so shocked and so satisfied because like what a commitment to that singular like ending. I you know I don't have the artistic ability to do that,
I was like,
but somebody should.
uh,
Somebody with skills should do that. I'll sell it to you.
your boy, Ari Aster.
I
You
don't,
know
I don't know who that is.
the guy who wrote he directed, at least I think he wrote him to the Midsummer and Hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he one of his first films was called, it was a short
No,
film. It was
I
called
already know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
the strange
Oh my
things about the
god, so
Johnsons.
good. Like what a like
It's
my
so good.
mouth was hanging open like the whole time. So good. You're
Oh
right. He's the
man.
guy that could do it because he's basically kind of already done that.
He can't. No one can do it. At least for me.
No, you can
There's no
do
way
it. I'm
I'm
not saying
watching that sincerely.
no. You are watching it. Well, you're not watching it.
No,
No, no,
I'm
no. You're not
not.
watching it sincerely because you don't like a romantic comedy. But other
No,
people are.
wait. What wrote? Wait, it's something about the Johnsons isn't a
No,
romantic
no, no. I'm not
comedy.
talking about that. I'm talking about my movie.
Yeah, well, now I'm talking about this movie, and like you can't portray incestual rape like that and it not be. Maybe I'm just a monster. I don't
No,
know. It's
I thought it
hilarious.
was very funny too, but like funny in like an outrageous, like this is
And
so
then it's like
outrageous kind of way.
the, and it was kind of cheesy still
Yeah, yeah.
too.
I
And then running out into the street and getting hit by a car, like
yeah
my
yeah.
lord.
I get it.
But the scenes, man, like they should be so. I almost want to say he's just not. I mean, I saw Midsummer and Hereditary, and they're great, and they're shot beautifully. And he didn't have as much to work with, but it feels like a Don Marr video.
I think
It's just
I
so hard to take seriously.
I thought that he had done that as a student.
Probably, it's like so brightly
Yeah.
lit.
It
I
is
don't
sort of
know.
shot like a allergy commercial.
Give that to David Lynch, and I'm fucking probably
Yeah, I hear you.
depressed for a week. Give that to Charlie Kaufman. I don't know.
It's it
To me, that was just like it was just funny. I
yeah,
don't know.
no, I thought
That's
it was
not
funny.
good.
It's funny because of like how ridiculous it is as far as it's like when people like make 9/11 jokes. Obviously like 9/11 itself isn't funny, but like and now we're so far removed from it that like it's hard to say that you
I
feel the same
feel
way about it.
some type of way about that. Like, yes, and you're gonna think I'm being ironic, but I I was traumatized by 9/11. Our people, my fellow 90s babies were traumatized by 9/11. So we get to make those
Sure,
jokes.
sure.
But these zoomers coming around that weren't even alive when it
Well, that's
happened,
what I
get your own tragedy.
that's what I was getting
Do
yeah, yeah. That's what I was getting at
do
though.
a Sandy Hook
Yeah,
joke.
right,
Like, come
exactly.
on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so far removed, and there are so many people making jokes about it that weren't even alive. That it's just sort of morphed into its own thing. But initially, the original like glut of 9/11 jokes were funny because of how outrageous they were. Like the fact that anyone is just making a joke about it kind of like makes it funny to begin with. Not anyone could just say any joke about 9/11. It would be funny, but it certainly.
When I was 16, that was probably
Yeah, all
true.
you had
I
to
mean,
do
come
was say
on.
like
Like,
9/11,
unfortunate.
and that was it. People were laughing about it.
But when somebody would Photoshop a picture of Stone Cold stunning the towers as they fall down,
No, that's just
or
good comedy.
Will Smith dancing on top as it's going down, like yeah, that's high art
That's
right
just
there.
it's good
But
comedy.
I don't want to keep people waiting anymore. I've been dying to know for a while now. What do you have for lunch?
Well, Ben, the thing is about that This is the second episode. We're 2 episodes in, and I didn't eat lunch today.
That's worrisome for so many reasons.
It's not worrisome. I had breakfast. I had a bagel with cream cheese. See,
You got to hit those macros,
all
man.
right. I got to bed late because that's what I've been doing. I've been staying up and studying, and then go to bed late.
Studying for
For
what?
my license
You're
test,
done.
I have to take another test.
Another
I have
test?
to get licensed. When I take my test, then I can finally practice.
That's actually ridiculous.
It's just what it is. You have to get licensed by the state. So I've been studying overnight and going to bed late. And then today, like, the power went out at like 7 a.m. And so I was up like 3 hours after I went to bed. And I couldn't go back to bed, so I stayed up for a while. And I ate a bagel for breakfast. I think I laid back down at noon. And then I got up again at 3. And
okay, this isn't the what.
No, I'm telling you.
What
So
did you do with your day podcast?
No, well, I haven't had much of a day, so it's really not much to say. I'm telling you, like I said I didn't have lunch, and you said it was worrisome. So I'm telling you, like, I ate breakfast at like 10, and then I made dinner at like 5 o'clock. So I didn't eat lunch, but I've eaten 2 meals already,
water?
and I'm drinking water. Are you drinking water? I'm drinking water.
I've been drinking plenty of water.
It's hot out today, man. It's real hot. Yeah.
It's gonna be 89 tomorrow.
That's crazy. Well, what about you, brother? What'd you have for lunch?
I had a chipped ham sandwich with mustard.
That's a lie.
That'd be crazy. That would be a crazy twist, right
Would
there.
be a twist. I would be shocked.
No, I didn't eat anything.
Wow,
either.
bro. That's worrisome. I'm a little worried.
I had humble pie.
Wow.
Well, no, I was standing up for the good because there was pizza that was there for us for all of our hard work.
Damn.
So I had to make sure to take a stand and not eat any of that.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a stand, and mostly about the fact that I'm going to be cut, swole, and yoked by my birthday.
That's sick. I'm happy for you. I'm
You
not
ready, dude?
gonna be cut, swollen, yoked by then, but I'm hoping to be along the way at that point.
Hell
So
yeah.
we can
Baby steps.
Yeah, we can sit on my balcony with our shirts off and feel good about
Hell
ourselves.
yeah. I just remembered, it wasn't the last time and maybe not the time before that, but I just remembered in one of my blackout states that I did pop my shirt the one time.
I
forget the fuck we were doing.
Was it when we were chopping each other? I know you pulled your shirt back when I gave you the chops. Yeah.
Oh, maybe so I did do that again. Oh, maybe that was another time. Well, you got to get the sound.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we tucked our shirts behind our necks so we could do the chops.
Oh, dude, that was the craziest vomit I ever did. Because when I was throwing up, it was like no liquid. It was just like chunks.
Oh no!
I was like up my throat. And then since it wasn't projectiling, I had to like spit it into the toilet bowl.
I get that.
So nasty.
One time I had food poisoning after eating sheets. I had a chicken po' boy, which I haven't eaten since. And
I bet.
The vomit was like that. It was like solid chunks. There was like no water in there at all.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's like rough coming up. Bad. Well, that just means, what that means is you didn't drink enough water. And you're going to have to drink more water next time. We'll make sure we're nice and hydrated next time.
Then
and that
out.
pizza.
Eat right before. Yeah.
What
about the
And
pizza?
we need snacks, too. We need some chips and stuff for continued munching.
All right.
No, the pizza was like really heavy. It was like a lot of cheese. They put a ton.
Yeah, it was like extra cheese, but it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy
that was
amount
like
of
too
cheese.
much. It knocked your ass out.
Oh yeah,
cold.
I was done.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
All right.
I'm heading stop.
Okay, same.